are back. Welcome to Let's Chat. We just had a fabulous interview with the queen herself, Wahida Clark. If you missed any words, you can head over to our YouTube page or our Let's Chat page here on Facebook, and you can check out the replay. You can also check us out on Ebony TV, where they exclusively show the replays. If you want to advertise with Let's Chat, send your request to thechatradioshow@gmail.com. If you would like to be a guest, send your email and we will get you on the show. Before we get started, we got our next fabulous guest. I want to shout out Keisha Green. So all of y'all know that Keisha Green is a literary connoisseur. Y'all, she's a literary coach. She's an author. Listen, she does it all.
Awesome.
Now she does seasonings, and I have all three of her flavors for her K&G blends.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, so I use the teriyaki flavor. This is the first one I used. I used it on some chicken. Y'all, this is good right here. This is good. But yes, this is K&G blends. Go to www.kngblends.com. Shout out Keisha Green. We got her seasoning on tap. Thank you for sending them to me, Queen. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
We got yes, thinking outside of the box on that pivot. That pivot, that's what we be talking about. We got our next fabulous guest in the chat room. Hey, Gibbs. Hey, Katherine.
Hey, ladies. How are you?
How are you?
I got to get in the camera right. How do I get in here?
Yes, we need you to move over to the...
Wait a minute. Which way? This way?
Move over.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
We're good. We are good. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. So this is new since the last time I've spoke with you ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is in addition to. So we still do the radio, and then we have the live as well. You know,
awesome.
So let us know what you've been cooking up. Because listen, last time we was talking about a book, child. We was talking about a book, child. Let me tell you, before you go there, tell everybody just a little bit about your journey, because you are a business coach. Tell everybody about what that is.
A business coach is, I guess, a business coach is to business what a coach is to a sporting event or a team. The person that guides the talent, not the person that can jump as high as Air Jordan or do any Steph Curry moves, but the person that can help direct what your talent is. A lot of times people outside of you know how to use your talent better than you do, and they can help you. You know, sometimes people are doing it to manipulate you. Other people like myself or coaches are doing it to mold you so that you're the best version of yourself. You want to be in business, you already know a lot of the answers. You just don't know how to wield that power. So that's what I help people do.
I love it. All right.
Power.
Now, and on top of being a business coach, you are a radio host. Tell us about This Needs to Be Said.
This needs to be said. I went back and listened to a couple of interviews that I've done with other peers in podcasting like yourself, just to think, just to go back and see what did we talk about the last time. And a lot of it was by accident. So This Needs to Be Said was just kind of my way to blurt out things that I feel other people want to say, And this goes back as far as Facebook being, remember Facebook had blogs on them? Maybe okay. Maybe you weren't on Facebook then, but that's how long ago it's been when we started. This Needs to Be Said. It was a blog. It was just for me to put random thoughts on. I didn't have a business plan behind it. And I ended up in a group of other entrepreneurs, and they seemed so excited about businesses and working together and networking and creating. And I said, well, I have to come up with something. And so all I had was this little blog, This Needs to Be Said. And then I heard about Blog Talk Radio. and I didn't know what that was, but everything was kind of like stumbling as I go and let me see if this works. Oh, this works really great. I met a lot of great people along the way. And a lot of things I was trying to do at one time. One is make money because I quit my job. One is another thing was to try to establish myself because when you're new, nobody wants to work with you because you're new. They need people that say, I know her and endorse her to help get her into the loop. So I was trying to do a lot of things at one time, but the frustration for me was I had to do something that I created. I was tired of giving my talent away to other people. So that is
Mhm.
what happened to me and how I ended up in podcasting in a nutshell.
Wow. Now, Catherine, I'm trying to understand who and what birthed what. Was it your blog birthing the coaching, or it
Oh.
was a result out of you saw a need for something? How did it all come together to where you are today?
For me, the podcasting came first.
Okay.
So the podcast came out of the blog, and the coaching was more of people being curious. They wanted to know, how are you not going back to a job? Show me how to do that. And it came out of that. And more, I can't teach people tenacity. And that's really what you need. That's the secret sauce. You
Mm,
got to be able to stomach it because it's not always the grand opening is grand, but when things are, you got to go and file taxes, or you got to go and, make sure that you have the right structure for your business, or you want to apply for a loan, you got to make sure you have the right paperwork. That part isn't fun.
mm-hmm.
That's part of the business too, and that makes the
Right.
next grand whatever you do fun. But there's work behind living your passion. There's work behind not going out with your friends to
Mm-hmm.
everything, and even in business, not going to every networking event. And
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to tell people that because I remember being on fire, and I'm not gonna sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead. But
Mm-hmm.
people wanted to know, how are you doing this? Show me how to do it. So it became coaching. So my stuff again was like an accident because I was minding my own business, just trying to pay bills at my house because I left my job. And
Mm-hmm.
other people are watching it. They just want to know, show me how to do that. And I said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's see how I can charge you somewhere that because that can help me pay my bills too.
To fill a need that's out there.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to get in the camera right, guys. I'm
You right
sorry.
there. You right there.
Okay.
Right
Excellent.
there.
Okay. I look like I'm a talking head. Do I need to move back?
You
Or
need
move
to
up.
maybe move your or move
There
your
you
camera
go.
down. Yep. Or
There we go.
move your
There you
camera down a little. Are you on a computer or you have
I am.
yeah?
I'm on the laptop. Is that
Okay.
better?
Right there. Right there.
All right. Okay. Because I do get to moving around. I look and I say, I'm not even in the frame. Oh man. Okay.
Now, the last time you were on the radio with us, we did a lot of talking about being influencers. We are influencers. You know, they always say women bossy. We're not bossy, we are influencers.
That's right. That's right.
But we
That's
were
that.
also talking about your book. So tell us what you've been cooking up since the last time we talked.
Okay. You all have me. I think of book titles every single day. I'm jotting something down, but I'm like, I can't do anything with that. Okay, that can go a little bit. I even had one like sci-fi idea, and I was like, I can really make this rock. Then it stopped. And
Mm-hmm.
so today, and I was like, okay, I have to get ready for an interview today, and they're going to ask me stuff. And I do have 2 books out there. They're not very good books, but I left them imperfect because you don't have to be perfect to get started. And you can
That's right.
always be better. And I figure if I set the bar low for myself, the next thing I do is got to be better than that. Anything will be better than that. But what I
Mm-hmm.
think I want to do is do more advanced business coaching because there's some things I'm mad about. Maybe you've heard somebody tell you this: all you have to do is, and fill in the
Mm-hmm.
blank, right? All
Right.
you
Right.
have to do is government contracts. All you have to do is get corporate contracts. All you have to do is, I even went out of town to a networking event, and all you have to do is be, I don't know, somebody in this group so that you can get all this big sponsorship money. So I was like, I'm guilty of trying to find the golden ticket or the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, the shortcut, the quick way. So I get
Mm-hmm.
it. It must be a way to do this, to fast track your business. So
Mm-hmm.
everything from direct sales to franchising to whatever kind of business out there. So what I'm cooking up is a better way to understand business. Before you start a business, I want to write the book that happens before you start the business. Because you open up the book about starting a business, you think you're ready to start right then. I thought I
Mhm.
was, and every other person who picked that book up about starting a business thought, this is how
Right.
I start my business. And
Right.
everything in that book is good, don't get me wrong, you're just not in the grade for that. And I wish that business had kindergarten and first grade and second grade and third grade. I really wish it had that so that you would have
Mhm.
measurements. I listened to a webinar the other day, and all of this is like fresh on my head. And you ladies put pressure on me because I had to come up with something for tonight. So but it's got to be good. But seriously, the thought was if I wanted to get grant money, because when we start a business, what do we hear people say? Well, there's grant money for small and underserved businesses.
Mhm.
There is. That is true. There's grant
Mhm.
money, there's loan money, there's small business stuff.
Startup
There's all
money.
yeah, there's all kind of money. There is startup money, but guess what? Startup happens after they see what you've done for yourself. Startup
Mhm.
happens about 5 to 10 years into your business. No one is going to put money on you if you don't put money on you. They're going to
That's
say,
right.
yes, this is grant money. Yes, this is free money. No, you won't have to pay it back. Yes, we can give you a stupid great finance rate on the SBA loan, but what have you done for yourself? But I
Mhm.
believe in me. Okay, yes. And I got whatever sad story that we can come up with that's rags to riches. I thought, man, we got to have sympathy because what about a single mom raising my hand with children and I want to start this business and people told me it was stupid and da 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 da.
That's right.
Who's going to sacrifice? Who's going to sacrifice on you if you don't sacrifice on you? If you can't
Right.
tell them when you went hungry and how you skipped going out and how you cut corners and how you made it this far. And this is what I did with the resources I have. Now, if you give me your resources, it'll help me double this. And this is how I know. But the problem is, day one out the gate, all we know is we can make really good whatever it is, and people love it. Maybe
Mhm.
5 people do buy every Christmas from you. Maybe they do. And maybe those
Mhm.
5 should go in business. But that's not enough.
To maintain.
That's not enough
Mm-hmm.
for your friends to give you money. That's not enough for
Mhm.
you to have. So I was thinking, all of these money opportunities have one thing in common. They just want to know what have you done for yourself before we give you help. It doesn't matter
Mhm.
about your credit score because when they say, well, you can get a loan without a personal guarantee. Well, yeah, that's true because they're going to look at your personal credit. They want to know what you've been doing for yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's where I want to go. And I want to do a business course along those lines because all of the things that I taught in my first business course, it was good information, but it wasn't the right grade of information. I needed
Mhm.
to back up even further because when people tell you all you have to do is um, give me all I have to do. It sounds like I have to do the work, but what is the work? You know, I'm not asking you to cut your head open and give me free information. Hey, just give me directions. Go out of town, don't know where you're going, your GPS is locked up. You're gonna roll down a window of someone and next to someone who has a tag in the state you're in. You hope they're from this city. You won't pull someone over who's not from there from what you can, determine. This person
All
has
you
a tag.
have to do is
All you have to do is right. But I'm gonna roll my window down because I think they live here. They must know the way, and they're gonna give me instructions. Go left, go right, go this far. Right? It didn't cost them anything, and I have now moved along my path. Same thing in business. I'm not. You're not asking me to teach you the class. You just want to know. Okay, well, what's the map? Can you at least tell me the map?
Right.
Don't tell me another book of a bunch of words that's going to get you speaking engagement. Sell me a
Mhm.
book that's going to give me the keys to success. The keys to success is how do I get into these government contracts? I heard something that blew my mind the other day. They said, well, 12 months. Plan on investing 12 months of your time into getting to understand these government contracts.
Mhm.
And even further, when I was listening more, the government contracts, they may have an exception to the rule, but the main rule is they want to see what you've done for yourself. What have you done for 2 years in your business? And it ain't the first 2 years, it's any 2 years of your business
business.
consecutive where you've had a certain amount of income. So again, they're
Mhm.
looking what you do. What have you done? And people, it hurts their feelings to hear that. I don't want to give you money until I see what you've done. I do not think that public assistance should be that way. I don't think you should have to prove yourself in how poor or how in need you are for public assistance.
Mm-hmm.
That should not
Mhm.
be in that arena, but it is, unfortunately. But in business, it should be where have you invested time, talent in yourself? Where have you, if you don't have money to buy books, where have you been going to the library? Show me your library checkout record. Show me your history. Show me what audiobooks. Show me how you've been self teaching. There's no excuse now. 20 years ago might have had a few excuses, but now you don't. So I want to do a book and a course that coincide with this information, the information you need before you get started, the prep work, the getting the ground good. That's
Mhm.
what I want to do. You
How,
ladies put pressure on me, but I've been working on that.
okay, how do you go about structuring it so that it can apply to anybody doing anything? How difficult is that, to bring it all together to just, kind of have it be neutral, that it can apply to anybody?
Well, whenever I teach anything, I think it applies to your personal and your professional life. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think your friends want to see you coming only when you want something, nor do your business associates want to see you only when you want something. So you
Right.
have to nurture relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So getting back to the all you have to do is getting your ground good, the prep work. I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
gardener, but I have learned to grow squash successfully. I've killed a couple of vegetables, but I've grown a couple of things successfully. So what you need is good ground. You need understanding of, what you're sowing into, investing
Right.
in your business. So as I'm learning about, home gardening, I'm also learning these things can also apply to business. So I plant
Mm-hmm.
this with the people that I network with in podcast world. And when y'all think of someone, sometimes you think of me. You may think of me to help you find a guest. You may think of me to be a guest. You may think of me for us to do something together. But because I planted a seed into good ground, something grows for us in some way. We don't know what
Mm-hmm.
that looks like
Okay.
in business. You're that's a great question. But whenever I
Mm-hmm.
teach something, I want people to be able to use it in their personal life as well, because we want to start out.
Mm-hmm.
I love movies. I love movies. I love movies that make me cry. And somebody's lost a job and they're in the bar and they don't have any money, but they got money to drink and have that one last blast before things fall apart. Or they get a new job and instantly they have enough money to celebrate everything. Where was this money at before? So it makes it seem instant, but things aren't that instant. But it means that you're moving into that direction. Yes, I got a new job, but it's going to be about 6 months before I can really like let my hair down and get loose because I got to catch up wherever I was behind. So even in
Mm-hmm.
business, you can't just think I'm selling lipsticks today and everybody with a pair of lips is my customer. That may be true, but they don't want to buy from you yet. Why when I'm not out of lipstick? Why when I don't know you? Why when that ain't my brand? Why when that ain't my color? Why when he's out of season? So I already don't know that I'm a salesperson, but I have good lipstick. So what do I need to learn? I got to learn how to sales. I don't want to get over being a salesperson. I want somebody else to do that for me. Well, you'll be the person that you don't know that your tax person stole from you. You won't know that your friends and family spent up all your money because you never wanted to learn those things. Those aren't the fun parts of business. But if you want to keep your business fun and passionate, learn those things. Take the time and slow down, because what you want people to do is take the time and understand your business, how you operate, how you're different from others, and why they should do business with you. That takes time. So take the time in your life personally. Make sure you have a
Mm-hmm.
life where you have a personal life. You can do your business whenever you work your business, whatever 4 or 8 hours a day you do. Work real hard. Clock out. Desire to go back to work the next day. Go be with your family. Don't just work because we're doing this project. If you got a project, make sure that project comes up once a year, because you want your family to support you. They're not buying into this idea of anything you do that's going to take you away from being available to them. And even if
That's
they want
right.
you sitting on the couch when they walking through the room and they don't want nothing, don't take that from them without a good reason. So you want to make sure that you leave room for, love. You want to make room for people that don't have the same beliefs as you, because you're going to do
Mm-hmm.
business with people that don't have the same beliefs as you. And how do you deal with yourself personally? Do you talk about politics, religion? Think about those same things in your profession. Would it be a disruption to you getting a contract if you protested about, something that's important to you? And you have to
Mm-hmm.
weigh that out. So it will apply to personal as well as to business. What I share with people.
Wow.
I love it.
Hmm. Now, did you even, it seems like you started off on this journey on one lane and you kind of switched, but what you just shared with us, a lot of people are enjoying it. They're in the chats. I don't know if you can see the chats,
I can't.
but
It's probably good. Oh,
there's,
you know
there's
what? I am seeing it. Okay, I'm new around here. I was like, okay, they got sponsors. Like I'm watching a YouTube video. You know how the YouTube is always the advertisement in the middle. So I was like, oh, okay.
What did you say,
got sponsors.
We working on it, girl. We working on it.
Listen, if you know any sponsors, just send them my way. Send them my way. Yeah, send them my way. They want to
I
run a
look at
commercial,
something
send
else,
them
I
my
was like,
way.
they got sponsors. I'm used to this. YouTube do it all the time. I haven't read them. I'm sorry. Oh wow. Okay. Well,
No,
they can be
no.
sponsors too. They're gonna keep being sponsors. All right.
But my
Well, I'm
question
glad
is,
they're enjoying it. Oh man, I'm
they
done.
are
Okay.
enjoying it. They are. But you have such a hang of this, and you seem like you put a lot of work into it and understanding it. But since you didn't really start out on this venue or this path, what have you learned about yourself that you're able to even present this to people?
Well, I think that there are going to be people that's going to jump in the middle like I did. And
Mhm,
I don't care what I tell them, they're going to look for the pot of gold. They're going to find it, Katherine, you're lying. I get it. But there's a thing called overcorrecting. We do it in our car. We overcorrect. We want to do a turn and we got to get the car back straight, or we're going to go into the ditch or off the side of the road. And I think that's what I did in business. I overcorrected because you jump in the middle and you spend a lot of time trying to catch up and you don't know what you're catching up to. It's so much you don't know, but you don't know
mhm,
you don't know it. So I think that if you are a person that jump in the middle, it's a way to fix how you can overcorrect, or maybe that's not the right word, but you can correct your path. You can
mhm,
fix the areas that you didn't know to work on in the beginning. You can always go back, just like with a garden. If a harvest doesn't come up good this year, it's fine. Just know what you need to do next year if you want to try to plant that same seed again. There are
mhm,
some things that you can do that can be damaging to yourself, and in the beginning, it might seem like you're becoming a different person, but you are becoming a different person because you have to have a consistent message. You may not talk that way at home in private, but you have a brand and you don't want that brand to offend any money that's coming through your door. Now, I'm not saying all money is good money, but there are some people that believe certain things, and I learned it along the way. I only know my experience. I only know the
mhm,
stuff in my experience of what people told me. Silly things. I would say silly. Don't step on a crack; it'll break your mama's back. Okay, but I still don't step on cracks because there's people in my world that believe in that. Don't step on a crack. So if I'm aware of it and I'm with that person, we don't step on cracks. So I can
mhm,
be accommodating to your little isms and schisms, but the big
mhm,
message is, am I giving you something that you can use when you walk away from me? And
mhm,
that's my message and my brand. No matter what we talk about, do you walk away with more to talk about? Do you come away with more than just the perspective you came in with? No matter what
mhm,
that is. I want to teach people, but I'm not teaching you your business. Um, I'm teaching you how to look at things and question it better. Do I need this right now? Somebody's
mhm,
going to tell you if you don't have these things, you don't look professional. You know what don't look professional? An unprofessional person doesn't look professional. That's what's not
mhm.
professional.
Right.
You can have a beautiful website, you can have a perfect answer machine, your social media can look pristine. But when I talk to you on the phone or I'm waiting on an order from you and all you have is excuses and life crises that keep coming up in my order, I don't understand that. That bothers
Mhm,
me. I don't want to do business with you again. And it's not because people don't have issues, it's because I can't get my order from you, but everything else looks good.
mhm.
Professional is who you are, not who they believe you are. So you got to have a consistent message all the time. And I think I didn't answer your question.
No, but you're dropping jewels. You're dropping jewels. So I appreciate that. But I want to go back, Katherine, because you said your first two books that you put out were not their best. You
Oh no.
know, um, do you feel that when you get to a point where the writing has improved, would you ever go back and update those books in your library,
I think
or would
so.
you leave them as they are?
I might leave them out and then maybe do a second one so people can see, the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because when people want to put a book out or they want to put a record out or they want to do anything, they want it to be so perfect and they spend so much time getting started. But I
Mm-hmm.
think I would. And I think now is a good time because before it was like, nobody's paying attention to this. That's how I felt about it. Nobody's paying attention to this. They don't care about this. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I have more invested in the game now. I feel like I understand, oh, this is what they meant. All I have to do is, of course, after I figured out, it's
After
like,
you figure
oh,
out.
okay. So what I want to do for other people is make sure I put the tools there. And other people probably have. I just didn't stumble across their book, or I
Mhm.
didn't get the message when it came my way, whatever it was. But I'm getting it now going, oh, they left a lot of information out. One
Mhm.
person told me years ago, all you have to do is get corporate clients and then you can coach those people. And I promise you, I still haven't cracked that egg because it's not that simple. It's
It's
not that,
not.
and you
Mm-mm.
need to understand there are things within our local governments. I don't care if you're not a political person, you are a political person because everything that we touch, whether we're eating food, running a business, getting a job, getting a license, or whatever, is government. It's some kind of government attached to it. The
Right.
government also makes room for small businesses. It makes room with certain contracts, and this takes you having to start going to webinars, attending them online for government contracts. That's as simple
Mhm.
as I can give it to you without saying all you have to do is, because this is a
Mhm.
big old bite of something. And government could be the federal government or it could be within your city. So that's two categories at least that it will city and county. So it's three categories at least that you can get your foot in the door. And maybe they have coaching clients in there. But this is 11 years later, and all I had to do is, right?
Right.
So, I mean, so it might be, but then there's also some things that would surprise you that we need to stop competing with each other because let's say, Toni, that you get a contract. I wanted
Mhm.
that contract, but you can't do everything in the contract. But I don't know that. I'm just mad that Toni's company got the contract. But Lissha
Mhm.
and I can do some of the things in your contract. So the three of us went for the contract. You got the contract, and you said, "Hey, ladies, I noticed y'all didn't get the contract, but can we work together? Can you help me in these areas? Because the contract really ain't about Toni won the contract. Toni is the one that's now responsible to get the work done. Leisha
Mhm.
Right.
and Catherine, Leisha and Catherine, their name ain't up there. Toni look bad if this don't make, if the,
Right.
Mhm.
that's a
Mhm.
concern, like whose name is going to be in likes or whose name is going to get mud on it. But Toni needs
Right.
to get the job done, and Toni knows other people is bidding. So Toni's going to network to collaborate with these two people. One, hoping that we remember. Two, that we do a good job for her. Three, that we all win. So just because someone else
Mhm.
wins, it doesn't mean that they can do all the work. So you might be able to sub something. They might need some bathrooms cleaned or some walls painted, and your company do those things. So the
Mhm.
person who bid, keep your eye on that person and say, hey, what else are you going to need with that bid? You need some subcontract work. So we
Mhm.
have to get involved in the conversations that are boring, that are attached to the government, because there's money that allows us to be independent business owners because there's room within bigger companies that they are setting aside 20% for us. But we don't know who
Mhm.
they are. We don't get in those conversations.
That's
All
right.
Right.
I had to do is, remember, all I had to do is, yeah, I just found that out too 11 years later.
But that's a good point. We don't support each other, instead of, coming together and pooling your talents and resources. And that's one thing that's unfortunately that lacks in our community.
Yeah, that
And
is
it's
unfortunate.
important. It is unfortunate,
Absolutely.
like
I
someone just said.
politician stuff right now. I've not answered two of your questions already. I'm running for an office. Keep me on track.
Now, how do you balance everything? Because you do a lot,
Mhm.
and you help other people do a lot. You inspire them to do so much. You push them to do a lot. How do you balance all of that? It's kind of like being a therapist. They always say therapists is the craziest ones because they got their own issues and they done collected other people's baggage.
Yes, yes. I don't. I spend many times feeling like, I should quit. I feel like I should give up. I think this isn't working. This isn't fair. I'm not getting my way. And then I, get over myself. In the middle of it, I'm not getting over myself. I really believe I'm quitting. But I let myself feel what I'm feeling. I let myself have a bad day. And I do let myself be good to myself too. I have to be aware. So like your spiritual life, your religious life, your personal life, please have you a companion. I don't care. Have your companion. Your friends are great, but have someone that loves you and that you love them. That is important. Even if it's temporary, it's still important to your creativity as a human. Sex does so much for your creativity. Not that you have to have sex, but the fact that you can be aroused, that creativity can keep you going. So that'll keep you playing. That'll keep you playing a lot. But that keeps something is off in my life.
Don't slip,
That's how I
don't
get
slip
back.
that in like we didn't hear that.
Right, we didn't listen. We ain't gonna act like you just didn't just say what you said. We
No, like that.
she trying to drive past that real quick. Let me tell you what
Oh,
happened.
okay. My third political attempt. I'm telling y'all, I'm getting good at this. I'm watching those people not answering questions and speeding past questions. Yeah,
Because
they
all
answer
you have to do
very fast.
was.
Absolutely.
But
That's right.
honestly, talk a little bit about that. Having that right connection, that right partner with you, when you are
Right.
moving through your vision.
Well, for me, I've had several different right partners because I love being in love, but I think I found the one that's gonna be my showstopper now. But when you don't be afraid. They said we heard you loud and clear. Now I'm seeing the sponsors. The sponsors. And I was like, oh, they got sponsors. Well, we gotta talk. I have a notepad. I have a paper and pencil because I'm taking notes. I'm learning stuff. I'm on TV. So but I mean, I've had different people. Maybe you would call that person a muse. But people are afraid of dating because they think someone's going to steal their business idea. Listen, no one can steal your secret sauce because it's you. You ask me how do I balance it all and help people? It's automatic for me to help. I wake up in the morning. Don't talk to me about regular stuff in the morning. Ask me to help solve a problem, and I can wake up with that. Talk to me about regular stuff. We're going to argue in the morning. Why did you wake me up? But if you say, hey, how do I fix such and such, or where do I need to go for this, or any question that's going to help you, move forward. Is this information going to help you move forward? Then Catherine's on it. It's like I can do that automatically. But oh gosh, okay, there I go again. I did it. I escaped the question. But seriously, I've had different loves throughout the years, and each person has inspired me to go a little further. Everything from building my first website to getting a logo to stop talking on the phone so much and work more on your business to you working on your business too much and you need to spend more time with me. So making a lot of mistakes over the years by dating and having friendships, um,
Mhm.
it's caused me to learn by being knocked off balance when I was off balance. Otherwise, I would go to all the networking events and I would buy into every downloadable, take this free class and I want to be a part of everything. But you can't. You realize you've done too much of something, like it's a gluttony of information or too much time out with your friends or too much time with your lover or just too much of not doing the right thing. When you can't pay
Right.
your bills, you'll say, "What am I doing wrong in that area?" And then that's too late because now you got to remind people, "Hey, I'm here. I was gone long enough for y'all to stop sending me money for my services. So you got to start over." So I got tired of starting over, reconnecting. Hey, you remember me? Hey, remember that time when, if I got to keep reminding you who I am, that's a bad sign. How
Right.
often should you keep touching someone? I'm annoying. I'm annoying. I'll come and like stuff on your page, or I'll be in inbox. My favorite is inbox because I get on your page and everybody's saying, "Oh, Lissha and Toni's show was great." You might not see my personal conversation that I took time out of my busy schedule to make sure I gave a touch so y'all wouldn't forget me. But if I go in the inbox and I don't talk about myself, I want to know how you're doing, and I go away, you're gonna say, "Man, she's a very thoughtful person. She remembered that one time I was sick or I wasn't on air or I got married or I had a birthday." It's a personal touch. You have to decide what's personal for you. And for me, an inbox conversation is good because probably we started an inbox because someone wanted to do an interview, wanted to be on the podcast. So I ended up talking to a lot of people that way, watching them grow in their career, wondering what happened to them if they were no longer doing that thing. And even students, before I went into business this time, I was in the school system. So even some of those students have grown up, but still keeping that personal connection. Hey, how y'all doing? Good to see
Mhm.
you. What are you up to now? Some of them have gone in military. Some of them, just went into working. But building your network takes you constantly touching people. Don't sit around and be like, well, they didn't reach out to me. I'm not going to talk to them. Your personal life probably sucks too if you do your personal life like that. Don't wait for someone to reach out to you and say, I want to find Catherine so valuable. There is a fine line, though. You don't want to be the doormat when you're the one that's only reciprocating in any relationship you're in. But it doesn't cost you anything to say, "Hey, just want to say how you doing, checking
That's
in
right.
real." But it does take work. It takes effort. And if you don't want to do like I do individual, make sure you do something fun with your email list. They got this automatic inbox stuff now. So you can get personal. You can mail merge to death something, but you have to stay in people's face and let them know I'm not only coming to talk to you about me, what's going on with you, and really care. Don't do that hey, how you doing, and don't hear when they tell you life is falling apart because you was really planning on speeding by. Plan to stay a while.
But sometimes, Catherine, people may ask a certain question, but do they really want to know the truth? Do they really want to know, oh, I'm having a
Right.
crappy day? They
And
may just,
sometimes they don't want to know. They really are probably
just a
hoping to
certain,
make stuff.
Well,
Yep.
I'm saying become one of the people who do care. I'm saying become a
and
person who does care.
right, you have to weed them out and know who's genuine, because some, oh, how you doing? And then you go, like, really? That's
Right.
not,
You know the difference, but from this
Mhm,
perspective, I mean, for us to be that person that when we ask you how you're doing, let us be
mhm,
the person that's sincere. We know who's not when they come our way. And when you're
right,
approaching people and nurturing, and you want to nurture the relationships you want anyway. So go
mhm,
after the people that you want. Go after sounds so aggressive, but be kind, be in the circle of those people, and you'll find out if you want to keep them or not. Some people will either show you, nah, this isn't who I thought it was going to be for me, or this is the person that clicks for me. And it does
mhm,
help you redefine how close you need to be to people. Sometimes you need to see somebody every day. Sometimes you need to see somebody every few months, and not for any bad reason. It's just that's when y'all get together and that's when y'all thrive better, or that's when an
right,
opportunity comes for y'all to be, the good energy you need to be with each other.
mhm,
But
mhm,
you won't know that until you've been in business for several years, because you have seasons in your business, seasons in relationships. If you do a business with catering, you won't see a wedding planner until wedding season. Don't get mad when you don't see her, the other 6 months of the year, because she doesn't
right,
need what you're doing. But when
right,
wedding season ends, she's your best friend because y'all are connected. Y'all need each other.
Right.
So those
mhm,
are the things you think about. It's not personal. It's just, not the season for it. But you don't get that until you've been in business for a while to see when your business is good, when it's lower, when you need to make a change. Your first
mhm,
2 or 3 years, you might be able to sell lipstick and everybody buys that one brand. They don't change for 3 years. And then they stop one day. And what do? You're stuck because you didn't have
mhm.
another brand. You didn't have a pivot. You didn't have something else
That's
just in case
right.
they stop liking it.
Mhm.
There go
That's
that
right.
word pivot. Now, how
Pivot.
has COVID affected business and the way people are practicing business? A lot of times, it slowed down a lot of things, and a lot of companies aren't. They don't know how to pivot in this season. What are some of the things they can do to help in that process? Because it's going to be, a lot of companies that are going to be hit next year because they didn't know how to pivot in this season.
Some of the businesses here in Charlotte, North Carolina, they're already being hit, closing locations for good, they say. Even
Wow.
with receiving some money from the government, it didn't make sense for them to continue being in business. So it's affected them immediately, and it's frustrating to me because I don't have those relationships, and I just want to grab them,
Mhm,
who the manager is, and shake them by their shoulders, because
mhm,
the moment that they had to close those doors and not have employees working would have been the first meeting I would have had with my wait staff, especially because a lot of people don't cook at home. I would have wanted to see what my wait staff had to say. I would have also looked at what did they do back in the 50s. In Charlotte, we have a drive-in diner, so you can pull up and order your stuff from the car and eat in your car. That restaurant, they didn't take a break at all because more people came to them because they were already COVID ready. Not because they had the plan, but they kept this old fashioned model of a restaurant in business. My mind as a business person, had I had a restaurant, I thought that the restaurant owners would have said, well, we have, 30, 40, 80 parking spaces. Let's do a car hop. Now our wait staff can still work and people can still come get food from us. Maybe they'll eat in their car and we take the trash away. So we'll, put the trash can. Like my mom was thinking like that, but I hadn't seen
mhm,
anyone do that. Even the liquor store, they wanted you to stand 6 feet apart at the liquor store. And the commitment of the people who drink, I applaud that. because I was like, I just want to go in and get a little bottle of Hennessy, but that line too long. Like my ain't that strong. They look so patient. But I was thinking that if they would have done something like drive through, because people have already driven to the liquor store, keep everybody in their car, let them, call into the liquor store. They're not letting you in. Well, at this time, they weren't letting people in the liquor store. So just have them place their order on the phone, come out with the little card swipe. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, or either order ahead. Like there's too many models out here to follow for someone to be
Uh-huh.
doing next year in business. That's what I'm thinking, honestly. It's too many
Absolutely.
out here for you to be doing bad.
Right. But if we go back to 1918 when they have had the Spanish flu. When they had the Spanish flu, it took them 2 years to get the situation in order. And then you figure that next year they had a big strike.
Liquor, I'm telling you.
So businesses are going to be affected by this, and so it's imperative that they learn how to
Yeah,
pivot. And then a lot of times that's going to speak to their customer base also. How you did business when you
yeah,
had customers coming on the inside, because did they come there just because they had to, or is it somewhere that they want to go to? If you switch up, they're going to still
yeah,
come.
yeah. Absolutely. I've been trying real hard. This one little diner that I like going to, I was like, I just want to give them ideas so bad, but they're so busy and they're struggling, and people are arguing on the sidewalk. Don't you know what 6 feet are? 6 feet apart is back up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I want to help them, but I mean, they're doing business the way they are, and it's like you can't save everyone, and that's one of my weaknesses. I want to help save everyone. Some
Mhm.
people aren't going to listen because they think they already have it because it's working for them. And it's not
Absolutely.
really working for them. I see where you're getting ready to collapse, but okay, you can't help a person until they're drowning. So I'll wait till then. It'll cost you more, but okay, you know. But I'm making ideas already to drive through liquor store. And if in your city, make that idea and y'all go and network with your liquor stores and do it. I don't care. Whenever
I stay
people
in the
listen to
country.
me,
They got one. And it's the
oh,
first time I saw one. I had to look around. I was like,
right.
"This is a drive. It's a drive, literally drive
Yes. Drive
through
around the
the
building like a, yes.
No, you drive through.
Oh, literally. Oh,
You drive through it.
oh.
Up, Lissha froze. She was getting ready to give some good stuff there.
So we're gonna find that
You
location.
literally drive through it. Like you drive through it. You go
Wow,
inside. The store is around you. You're
really?
driving through it. Yes, they literally have
Wow.
a drive through. I'm like, get
Okay,
out
now
of
that's
here.
that's literally literal.
Yes, yes. But
Yeah,
people are thinking about so many different things right along to, like to the cars, cleaning cars and
yeah,
coming to people, those mobile cars, mobile tire
yeah,
units.
yes,
I did roadside for a minute, and I was like, there is not enough mobile tire units in any state. Like that is a job that or an industry that really needs to be tapped into, because when people are
yeah,
on the highway in the middle of nowhere, they gotta wait 6 hours for somebody to come from the middle
yeah,
of nowhere to help them, or they have to be towed to a location. That saves time. That helps people in the process.
yeah,
So you are
yeah,
spot on when they need to start thinking outside of the box to move their,
absolutely.
their visions forward.
Hmm.
And here's another idea too, because my favorite thing, like I don't like a whole bunch of stuff. Like I'm not a materialistic person, but food, oh, take me to a fancy restaurant anytime. So I miss going, with the cloth napkins and someone serving and talking better than I normally do every day, and they're patient and I can change my mind and all that stuff. I miss it, right? So I was thinking that if there's a highfalutin restaurant out there, take this idea and maybe make an app, because really what I miss is that person interrupting me in a good conversation every 5 minutes. Right when it's getting good, they come, is everything okay? And then because now we finish our meal within 30 minutes. I mean, we went so far as to put music, jazz in the background. I ordered out, and I mean, I ordered like a bunch of stuff. We're eating out, we eating good, right? 30 minutes later, we were done and cleaning up because there was no one there to interrupt us. That's what gets you down to 45 minutes to an hour. Someone
That's
checking
right.
in. Is everything okay? And then you have to explain to them how you were talking and they interrupted you and now you forgot what, so all the restarts. I missed that part of the going out to eat. They need to have an app for that. Interrupt the jazz. Is everything okay? Yeah.
You dropping jewels and ideas tonight, girl.
Oh man.
But
Y'all
that's
put the pressure
true.
on me. Y'all put the pressure on me. I was like, they gonna want to answer. Now I gotta
But
actually
you
go
know,
do this.
but you know what? It's true, especially with DoorDash and
Yeah.
Grubhub popping up. Those are great ideas. And there's another. I don't know. Grab it. I think that's what it's called. I don't quite know
We have
exactly what
Uber
it
Eats here. I
is.
don't know about that one.
No, but it's beyond that. It's like the
Really?
Uber version of going to get stuff. Like if you need somebody to go to Home Depot, if you need somebody to go to the beauty
Really?
supply. Yes, it was called Grab It or something.
You know
Yes.
what? You know what it used to be called? Personal services back in the 1990s. Back then,
Right.
it was called concierge or concierge service. Yeah.
That's
Now
right.
they've taken it and made it a la carte, and people have all these little personal service. Yeah, I wanted a personal service business one time to be a personal shopper. That's exactly what it is. But they've
Mhm.
taken it and made it something new, and it's easier to do
Made it
now.
new. Made it new
Yeah,
again. Hmm.
yeah. I
Oh,
love to do it.
Instacart.
Absolutely.
That's what Gibbs said. It's Instacart.
Yeah, yeah, Instacart. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, I do
I love
Instacart too.
Instacart.
But it's
Yeah, I got a
called
year
Grab
membership.
It. It's called Grab It or Go Get It or something. I was trying to figure out how, when we were on the total lockdown, how to go to the beauty supply without going to the beauty supply.
Right.
And somebody was like, "Oh, it's a such and such app called."
Wow,
I can't
really?
remember what she called it, and she said they will go to where you want
Okay.
to get the item from. But I've never seen that before. Like having, like you said, an actual shopper, like
Yeah,
where you can say, "I need you to head over to Home Depot for me. I need to get this piece right here," without you needing to go to Home Depot. But a lot of
right.
companies, shout out to those companies that have the pickup service, where they do. You can
Yes,
go online, order what you want, drive
yes,
outside, Target got
yes.
it, and we'll bring it out to you. You don't even have to come in the building.
Now I'm
Right.
gonna tell you what I like about Instacart is it's a small window of time, but while your person is shopping, you can talk to them. And so if you forgot to add something on your list, you can say, "Get this." One of and everybody isn't this good because I've had different shoppers, but one of them sent me pictures, and I was like, "What do you mean they don't have this milk?" She sent me a picture, like, "I'm not lying, but they got this right over here. You can get that bottle that you see to the left. Oh, okay, well get that for me." So I like that part of it, and I feel like I'm still a part of the grocery shopping experience without
Hmm.
having to leave my house. So I
That's
was like,
right.
meet Jane Jetson. I want to push buttons and order up dinner and yeah. But I think that people do. I think you need to ask your employees that they're doing the work. So what are their ideas about
That's
us
right.
moving this business forward? How do we keep all of you employed? I think that's a great motivation to get
That's right.
answers from them. How do we keep y'all all employed? Otherwise, with my simple thinking, we're gonna let everybody go home.
That's right.
See, I've never used Instacart, but I've been hearing about it since we've been on this pandemic. So I don't know or understand the concept of it because I have a daughter that works in it. She did all the shopping because she said I didn't need to be out there.
Oh,
Those
okay.
young people think they're invincible. So I don't
I,
understand the concept.
Well, it's literally just somebody else doing your shopping for you, but you put in your list online. So you do
Hmm.
all your shopping. You go through the stores. Instacart also lets you shop at different stores. So your one
Yep.
shopper can go to Aldi's and Publix, and it'll make three
Mhm.
stops for you, and then bring all your stuff home and bring it to you. So the stuff that you pick are the brands that you like and the items that you want and the items that
Yep.
you gave permission to substitute. So you're still shopping. You just don't have to go get it and bring
No,
it
I have to
in.
physically. Interesting.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's funny because Giv said she does Instacart, and it drives her nuts when people add stuff on after she's done shopping.
I try not to be that person. I try
I
not to be
was
that
that
person. I try to be
person.
quick.
Listen, I was that
I try
person.
not
I
to.
needed barbecue sauce, and I was like, "Oh man, I forgot the barbecue sauce." And then I needed hot sauce, and I was like, "Oh man." So the lady, I was like, "Did you already leave the store?" Because you can text them. I was like, did you already leave the store? She was like, yes, I'm already on my way. But what she did was she turned around and went to the nearest store, got barbecue sauce, got hot sauce, and she came back with it. Because I was like, well, don't worry about it. And I was like, you got barbecue sauce and hot sauce? She said, yes, and you don't even have to worry about it.
Oh,
And that's customer service. That's customer service.
And I try real nice. I try to be real nice to people because this is your job, but I don't have to treat you like you're my help. You're helping me. So I always send a message saying, thank you so much for helping me and my family. Thank you for, taking this off my plate for me.
That's right.
And I do tip. I'm not one of those people that go back in and change their tip. If I change it, it's to put more. Walmart does a separate one, but now we done got on recipes and shopping lists. But I don't. I'll get off task. I'll get off topic. What else y'all want to talk about?
Well, we like to do something fun here on Let's Chat. We do. We like to experience our guests. And we're going to do a little bit of experience. And look at her face. She's like, oh, Lord. Her face is like, oh, Lord. You sorry. Oh, God. They're about to ask me some questions. I don't have a list.
Listen, I don't know what you're going to ask me. But I was like, man, I gotta move stuff off my desk just in case there's like a pop quiz. Like,
no.
We love people to be able to experience a personality that all the way around, which is part of the eye candy. That eye candy is what we consider packaging. That's part of the packaging of your brand. That draws people in, just all in the same, your personality and the why behind the things that you do. So we love to be able to let people see our guests smile, show that, like, listen, she like so dope. Her energy is everything. I need somebody to help me with my business. What's her business information? I need somebody like that. And see, that draws people in when they see you smile and they're able to see the authentic you really come through in your interviews. So Toni is going to give you a fun question. It's always fun. She likes people to think about themselves and think about what brings just their inner self out.
And you have been so energetic tonight, Katherine. So we appreciate that. But now y'all got me on this food. You got me on this food kick, so I done had to revamp. So I'm gonna ask you, if you were a box of cereal, what cereal would best describe you and why?
Fruit Loops.
Oh.
Did you say Fruit Loops?
Yes.
Okay, we got to hear the why on this one.
Why Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops. Well, okay, Fruit Loops because it graduated, okay? My mom would only buy cornflakes because you can get a bunch of cornflakes and we didn't eat those as fast. So Fruit Loops because it's rich, because in our house you didn't get name brand stuff and you didn't get the sugar cereal. But then Fruit Loops, get my tongue together. I think it's fun, it's crazy, and Toucan Sam was a nut. Like, he would just say whatever he was doing, in the commercials, it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter to other people, or the other characters in the commercial. He's Toucan Sam, so so to me it's fun, and it reminds me of being a kid. And when my mom finally did break down and break out the box of Fruit Loops, it was a big deal, So I mean, we living now. We living. We got Fruit Loops. We living. She spent some money on this.
But even if you look at Toucan Sam, people are not buying what you're selling. They're not buying the cereal. They're buying the experience that they had when they watched Toucan Sam on TV.
Yes.
Now it's like, I need that cereal. I need this. This is what I need. I need that person. I need this person to do this.
Yes.
You provided me an experience that I'm like, okay, this has been an experience. Let me tap in so I can have this experience all the time. So necessarily people are not even buying what you're selling. They are literally buying you. They're buying your personality, your packaging. They are buying you. You are the eye candy for your brand.
Yes.
I think you're the first box of Fruit Loops on the show, Katherine.
Yes, nobody else said Fruit Loops. And then she had listen, because you graduated when you got Fruit Loops.
Yes. Yes. Moving on up. What you mean? Yeah.
Look at Gibbs with her bowl of cereal.
Right. That's right. That's right.
And look, listen,
I love it.
Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, those
Yes.
have gone beyond cereal. Those are snacks.
Yes.
Those are snacks.
They had graduation again. Look at that graduation. Yes. Yes. But it's wild and fun. And when you talk about the brand, y'all notice from my last picture, my hair is different.
Mhm,
And so
Yeah.
wearing my hair natural has been a journey in itself.
mhm,
And I was pressing it down because I've worn a relaxer since I can remember. So I
mhm,
was trying to do as close to what I'm used to, but your hair doesn't hold up the same. It's a
Hmm.
different experience. You change one thing, you change everything.
That's
So
right.
right.
what I was doing, instead of accepting what could happen, letting my hair do its thing, which I didn't know to do that. I thought I was supposed to wrestle it down and make it do what I wanted it to do. I just allowed it to be 2 and 3 different textures, and I have one part of my hair that looked like I got like real good baby hair, then I got like that mixed hair, and then I got that, well, she probably, probably should relax that piece, but it's fun. It's fun, and your
You got a lot
personality
going
does
on
make
up there.
your hair. Yeah, a lot going on. I got like a 3-piece tonight going on, I'm telling you.
I love
But
it.
it's a journey because your hair doesn't do the same thing. Like with chemicals, you can control the design of it, but with natural hair,
Mhm.
so her
I
name is
love
Wild Thing, and that goes along with Fruit Loops too. And when I look back at a yearbook from junior high school, most of the people who signed my yearbook, they was like, to Catherine, the crazy girl, blah, 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 whatever it was. I was always to a crazy girl. I had fun with this year. So crazy and Fruit Loops, yep, yep, yep. That's me.
I love
But
it.
in the quarantine, I don't know about you, but has quarantine for either of you bought out like the Nutty Professor? Like I haven't had a perm since 2007. No, I'm
Okay.
sorry, 2017. I haven't had a perm since 2017. So this quarantine, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be all natural. I need to make my own shampoo and conditioner. So what I
Man,
did was I made a hair mask. So I was like, ooh,
I
my
like
hair.
that.
No, I didn't like it. Listen, let me tell you what happened. So I made the hair mask because I was using rice water. And I was like, okay, I'm wasting rice here. This is a waste of money.
Oh
What am I do
no.
with this rice? Because I would make the rice water, then throw away the rice. I was like, this is a waste of money.
Oh no.
So I take the rice and I put it in the my Ninja, and I put it in there with some aloe, with whatever oils I have, some coconut oil. I put it in there. I might throw a banana in there. I put it in there in the blender with a little rice water, maybe a little coconut water, blend it all up, got my little oils in there, my little castor oil, whatever it is that I'm putting I want to put in my hair. And then I put it on my hair, and that's my hair mask, right? So it was great. It was creamy. It was wonderful. Child, I put it in the freezer. I put it in the freezer.
You
And
were saving
so
it.
listen, I was like, ooh, I made so much of it. I was like, okay, I can use this next time. So I goes and I puts it in the freezer. I took that mug out the freezer the other day. I was like, you know what? This is not fun anymore.
Oh no.
That'll
Oh
work.
no. You
It
were
was
being
not
all
creamy
natural and
no.
making stuff till you don't want to do it no
Listen,
more.
it was
Oh,
not creamy no more. It was back to just like rice clumps. I was like,
oh
this is not fun
no.
no more. This is not fun. What
That's
happened?
that's like
What?
that's like manna. That's like that manna from heaven. You can only use it that one day. You got to throw the leftovers out.
That's
That's
I
what
was
right.
that
like,
sounds like.
One time use.
One
right,
time
that's not. I
use.
was like, it was not. I thought I was doing something, y'all. I was like, ooh, I don't have to buy nothing from nobody. Next, I'm about to make me some shampoo. Child,
Oh
listen,
wow. Now
listen.
I've made a hair mask. The only thing was it's hard to get out of your hair. So like you spend a lot of time washing the mud out of your hair or the mask that you've made. But it does, once you finally get all the mud out, it does give that hair a luster. But it was an author that I had interviewed, and she had this book of a whole bunch of different stuff you can make. So yeah, it's a one-time use. Don't let that stuff sit around. I think I grew like a fungus on one little thing. I was like, oh. Yeah, it started like, oh, it's expanding and stuff. I don't think I need to keep
Ooh.
it. Yeah.
But then you start thinking about the things we get when we go to the beauty
Hmm.
supply. Like, listen, if I made it all natural and this is how it turned out, after I put it in the freezer, what exactly are y'all putting in these products that we're using? Like, what are
That
you
make it
using to
say,
make it
yeah,
last and be preserved? Because we got to put that in our bodies. We got to put that,
yeah,
and one thing I've noticed about COVID that people are really concerned about what's going inside of their bodies, how are
yeah,
they taking care of themselves. And we got to look at that, like literally looking at the label, like I don't know nothing that it says on this label, so I can't
yeah,
buy it.
Or pronounce it.
yeah.
Or not able
I
to
am here
pronounce it.
moving around. You see me trying to find my way? Just trying to find my way.
We so appreciate you coming to kick it with us in the
Yeah.
chat room. We want you to shout out all of your social media where everybody can be able to experience you, work with you, have services from you, and when they can watch it needs to be said.
Well, you guys are in the preview stages with me. I am going to give you my social media on Facebook.
Hmm.
You can follow me at Katherine Waddell. Put in TNTBS Media or This
Hmm.
Needs to Be Said, and you'll find me. Google me. I used to hate when people say that. But if you follow me on Facebook under Katherine Waddell, I put a lot of stuff there to get you interested in what's happening in your community. So
Hmm.
some stuff will be funny and fun, and some stuff will be serious and thought provoking. But the thing is to be serious about where you put yourself. Like we're worried about what's going in our body. Worry
Hmm.
about what you put in your head. And then
Right.
when you share with other people, you're not gonna make them $1 million and they forget to thank you. Give
Right.
people instructions on what they need to do with the next step. You won't be
Hmm.
responsible for anything. They have to do the work. But follow me also on Twitter, TNTBS. You'll find me there. So anywhere TNTBS, you'll find me. But Facebook is where I spend most of my time and post my links. And Instagram and Facebook, I think they go together now, so stuff goes right over there.
Hmm.
I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere.
That's that Brandon, girl. That Brandon.
She said, Google me.
I know, right? I hate when people say that. I just wanted to say it to be a pain.
I want to say it too. I want to be Google Miss Toni.
Okay, okay.
Tony, where anywhere you can Google me. I'm everywhere.
Listen. When you Google Katherine Waddell, 3 white women, not me, are gonna pop up before I show up. Google me. People do
And
that.
also,
I was like, they should have said Google me. That was dumb.
you know
Yeah.
what? I want to be at a point where I don't have to say it all out. I say just G me, just G me.
Just Jimmy, right? We're not there yet. It's coming. It's coming.
It's not there. It's coming. It's coming. Just ask Alexa. Alexa, she'll know how to reach you.
That's really stupid. Do you send your Alexa to school? Because mine does. She says, I don't know that information. How do you get the information in it so she can know it? I'm just, she puzzles me.
Listen, we so
Oh
appreciate you coming to give us in the chat room. You know you are welcome anytime. We
right.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
So you
Thank you
thanks
for
so
having me.
much. It's been fun. It's been a real night.
I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I'm glad it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah.
And our chat room has been going out of it's just been like
Listen, they over
You know
here.
what? I didn't do something right. I probably didn't do something right. I saw the sponsorships during the
You
show.
can't see the chat. Go to the left,
To the left,
to the right. You see
to
the
the right.
comment at the top. See comment.
Oh,
Click
oh.
that.
you see
Yeah,
all those
I see everybody. I see all of
all
us right here. Man, yeah, I didn't need to see that. I'd have been all over the place. I would have been all over the place. Look at me now. Hey, everybody. Hey. I didn't even know. That
And
was good.
you're on Facebook, and YouTube, and
Yes.
Periscope all at the same time.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
All of that. All of that. I see all of this right here. Y'all
Mhm.
moving on up. I see
We
this.
trying, girl. We
Real
trying.
nice. I like what y'all did with the place.
She walked in. These some new floors. What kind of paint is that? Oh, y'all done put new carpet over here. Y'all
Yeah,
fancy.
y'all little, y'all living. Oh, y'all doing it. This how we doing it? Oh, man, y'all living. Y'all living. Thank y'all for having me on. It's been fun. Thank y'all.
The sponsor said, "You see us, yo."
I see y'all sponsors. I see y'all.
It's funny.
We appreciate you.
Oh,
You know you are welcome
yes.
back anytime.
Oh, it's been
Absolutely.
so
When I'm getting ready to launch everything, we'll definitely reach back out to you all so that people can get these nuggets and really have something to hang on to. What I have noticed and I know I'm probably just talking over time because I'm a politician. What I've noticed is that we don't have something to help us pivot. We don't have an anchor. We don't know how to repurpose the skills we have. Just because you have skills in one area, don't mean those skills can apply to another industry. You just don't know how to reproduce it that way. So I hope that what I bring will help people be able to, make sure that whatever these skills I have in this bag, I can shake them up and I can use them for something else because nothing you have is wasted. All
right.
right, I'm done. We supposed to say good night. I gotta go. I'm good at staying too late at somebody's house too. I usually get put out.
You know what? Listen, we done gave you a whole new pivot. We need you to be a comedian.
Listen, I said that if this talk show stuff don't work out for me, yeah, I'm doing comedy. I got
They
lots of
doing it.
stories. I'm
Listen, they doing
dating
it
life.
on TikTok all day. Do it on TikTok. They doing it all day on TikTok.
Yeah, I see those things on there. Do y'all think tic tac? Do you think that's gonna be around for a while? Tic tac.
I do.
I'm old now.
I do.
You
I
think
think
so?
it's got. Well, they got Snapchat. That's been around for a minute. I think TikTok will be around for a minute. They trying,
It's still on
but
Snapchat.
the kids go on Snapchat. That's where
Oh,
the
okay.
kids be. You got some stars that be on there. I don't. But yeah,
What about
TikTok is.
MySpace?
I don't know. Do they still got MySpace? Like,
I think somebody bought it the other year. I think somebody did.
I'm on my
I,
face. I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what
They
I'm
still got that. I know they got one
yourself.
called. They got a new one called. I can't think of the new app. But they got a new app. So all these little social media sites is popping up
Oh
left and
yeah.
right. All these dating
Facebook
sites. They
ain't gonna
got
do nothing but buy 'em.
right. They got Bumble now. They got all these
Oh
different.
yeah, Facebook gonna buy the ones that y'all like too much. Y'all know that, don't
Yeah,
you?
absolutely,
Get on
absolutely.
TikTok too much, it's gonna be tic tac or TikTok by Facebook. They don't get that. They don't like when you go other places. You see Periscope didn't stay around too much.
Periscope's still there though.
Yeah, it's invisible though. You really don't see it. Facebook said, "Let me do something with y'all,"
Yeah, well,
because
a
it was
lot of
real hot
people,
one time.
a lot of people still go on to Periscope. I think it just
Really?
depends on because we stream on Periscope. Because I'm like, it may be a lot of people on here. So yeah, but the only thing
Man,
about
that's something that
Periscope
happened.
is
Facebook
yeah,
don't know about that.
only thing about Periscope is it only stays up 24 hours, so it's up and down.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you have to literally constantly stream. Like it's
Oh
people
wow.
just there, like stars. They just be there. They just be there. Just I'm doing my hair, but they're constantly streaming, holding conversation.
Oh. And
Mm-hmm.
people tune into that, huh? Okay, well
But tune
maybe
in.
I'm thinking about this comedy thing. I'm telling you, nobody thinks I'm funny at home though. They don't think any of my jokes are funny at home. They tell me
Try
you need to say that.
TikTok. Listen, try TikTok. Listen, try TikTok. They got you covered. Go
They
on
got me
there.
covered. I can get
They
an
got you
audience out
covered.
there. All
Yeah,
right.
watch a few of them on TikTok, and then just do you some content. Just be you, and next thing you know, it's gonna be like y'all told me to write a book and go on TikTok. I've been on TikTok 30 days. I got 1.5 million followers.
Right. That's right. Started with this book.
That's what
TikTok.
we're here for, girl. That's what we're here for.
Motivation. We're here to motivate.
Motivation.
We
Thank
so
you.
appreciate you, Catherine, and we will talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Enjoy your weekend.
Y'all do the same. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that was a great show today. Oh
It
my God.
was. It was. It's a long week, Leash.
Yes, it's been a long, yeah. It's been one
Mhm.
of those. It's been a very long week. It really has. But yes, y'all. We will see y'all tomorrow. We have a special show. I'm gonna say this because she was trying to get out of it, and I was like, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. Misha from Lockdown Publication is gonna be here talking that talk with us. She is gonna be talking about her new book and all the things that she has going on as a fabulous author. So Misha's gonna be kicking it with us tomorrow, as well as gospel recording artist Pastor DL Pope is gonna be on tomorrow with us as well. So I'm excited.
What time tomorrow, Leash, for them?
Same time.
So you got
Six.
that gift? She's like, tell us the days y'all come on. She can't keep up.
Listen, Gibbs. I try to keep it contained because see, I have to go to Toni and be like, T, you know, we got this show, and T be like, what show we got?
I'm like, what's that little kid's name with the face?
She be like, you got me booked up to the snowfall. What is the shenanigans? I ain't gonna be able to see outside till I can't go outside.
She got me booked up to the next blizzard.
It's just people was just coming. I was like, wow, okay. I mean, just every time I turned around, even like now, people are because this live portion is, we charge a fee for that. And at first, I was like, but it's like people are like, sure, yeah, they're here for it. They don't mind. And I think it's an experience.
I don't. It's summer's half gone. Do you see a tan? Mm-mm. I've been on Facebook Live all half summer.
Oh my goodness, Tony! Like, listen, like it was funny because people would be like, "Oh, y'all just on 2 days a week." Listen, we could be on every day of the week, honestly, but I have to try to keep it contained. Like, if I put three shows in a week, I have to tell Tony like 3 weeks in advance. Like, Tony, they can't. Can we do this? Yep. What about this one over here? Can we? Yep.
Oh my
Tony would
God.
be like, listen, we not doing that. I don't know. You need to go back and tell them we can't do it.
Woo.
Oh, we appreciate you guys. We will see you guys on tomorrow. Y'all be safe and have a great weekend.
Enjoy your evening. Good night.
Good night.